That lady said, I've been with the company 25 years. I deserve to do what I want. Get ready with me while I tell you about this senior flight attendant I work with who is extremely opinionated and entitled. So boom, we were sitting on the plane because we had a few, like maybe 30 to 45 minutes before we had to start boarding. And there was the domicile specialist who came on board and started talking to us and mentioned about me transferring. At the time, I was based in Atlanta, getting ready to transfer to Denver. So I quickly started explaining my reasonings on why I was leaving. One of those reasons is that the base is very senior, very small, and a lot of the times as a reserve, you get caught up in a lot of that commuting mishap. And let me explain what that is. So a line holder flight attendant would try to commute in the same day. Let's just say they don't make the commute, so they drop the trip. Then crew scheduling calls a reserve flight attendant to pick the trip up. Okay, boom. So we get to the airport ready to start the trip, and unfortunately, we see that we have been taken off the trip. Reason being that commuting flight attendant was able to commute in and picks the trip back up. And for me, at the time, I was doing Uber because my son had crashed my car. So this had happened literally like 3 times in a row, and I was completely over it. So I'm explaining how it's becoming too much and how financially I could not afford to keep doing this, especially since I was Ubering. The senior flight attendant was very dismissive, and that's when she made the statement about being able to do what she wanted to do. And listen, y'all, I wasn't telling her that she couldn't. I was just giving my reasons for why I was leaving. I explained that I had been on reserve and I just needed to see more money and had more freedom of my schedule. And of course, she wanted to go into what happened when she was a flight attendant back in the day and how they had to deal with this and how they had to deal with that. Y'all, then this lady had the nerve to go into marriage and ask me, are you married? Are you seeing anyone? What's going on? Y'all, I was so taken aback because, girl, who are you to even be asking me or prying into my business? And what does that got to do with what I'm talking about right now? When I stopped to think about it, maybe she meant marriage would suddenly solve all of my problems. But I politely gave her a smile, giggled a little bit, and told her that don't got nothing to do with this girl. And then I took myself back to the back. Because with the way she was carrying on, if I didn't, I would definitely have been demoted to passenger. But let me know, have you ever experienced this? How would you have handled this type of conversation? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.